If you are thinking about moving to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, then you're probably like many others wondering what the market looks like today. We're currently about halfway through 2024. It's the last week of June, so now's as good a time as any to take a look at the numbers and really get a good snapshot of where things are today. This way you can decide whether or not it's the right time for you to make a move. Hey, welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Nick, and on this channel I talk about things to do here in Myrtle Beach. I give tips and advice about the area, and I'm a real estate agent, so of course I talk about the real estate. So if you are thinking about moving to the area, then be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and tap the little notification bell while you're at it. This way you could be the first to know about what's going on here in Myrtle Beach. I get calls every single day from people just like you who are moving to the area, so if you ever have any questions, or if I can help you find home here at the beach, then I would love to chat with you. You can always use the first link down in the description to schedule a call with me. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are currently halfway through the year, which is just crazy to think about because this year is absolutely flying by. It feels like it just started. But again, now's a great time to go through some of the data, give you a snapshot of what the market looks like today. Again, this way, so you can make a decision on whether or not now is a good time for you to be making the move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to pull up some graphs and data to show you what the market looks like today compared to what it looked like a year ago, even 2 or 3 years ago. And then we will also go ahead and dig into some of the numbers for the individual towns. I'll share with you how many sales have happened so far this year, what those average prices looked like, and what the average prices look like for the homes that are currently on the market. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so I'm currently sharing my screen, and what we're looking at right now is the median sales price of single family homes throughout our entire MLS, all bedroom sizes, all square footages. So really this is a good overview of our entire MLS. And again, this is the past 3 years of data for single family homes, the median sales price. So recently, a lot of people have been asking me whether or not prices have been going down since interest rates went up at the beginning of last year. And really, they haven't been. If you look at this graph here, you can see that prices have pretty much leveled off since about May of 2022. We're at a median sales price of $378,000. And today we're at a median sales price of $370,000. Again, this is for only single family homes, so this doesn't factor in townhomes, it doesn't factor in manufactured homes. So just single family homes, again, across our entire market. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the average sales price, you can see that things jump up and down a little bit more compared to the median sales price, but still overall, since about May of 2022, the prices really have stayed relatively level. And actually, when looking at the average sales prices, it looks like they're maybe even creeping up a little bit over the last couple of months. So back in May of 2022, we're looking at $452,000. Today, we're looking at about $467,000 for the median sales price, again, across our entire MLS. Now, these are monthly data points, so every single point of data is about a month's worth of data. If we look at a rolling 12 months, that means every single point of data is 12 months of data. And you can see that kind of normalizes the graph a little bit. And when we look at it this way for the average sales price, it actually looks like, again, things are still creeping up a little bit. If we go back to the median, we can see that things are just about leveled off. And again, the data is just a little bit more normalized. You don't have those jumps up and down every single month. If we go back 5 years, you can kind of see the same thing. We had that dramatic increase from the beginning of 2021 all the way through about the middle of 2022 before things really started to level off. So from here, I want to go ahead and take a look at the number of new listings that are coming to the market. All right, so a big problem that we had a couple of years ago is that we did not have enough inventory. Now you can see there are shifts in new listings coming to the market as we go through the cycles each year, right? In December, things really start to drop off as we're in the holiday season. Today, we're looking at, in May, about 12, almost 1,300 new listings on the market. If we go back to May of 2023, we only had about 1,100 homes coming to the market. And if we go back to May of 2022, we had about 13, almost 1,400 homes coming to the market. And if we go at homes for sale, we can see that inventory has been slowly creeping up since the beginning of 2023. Again, this is a good thing because we did have a lack of inventory over the last couple of years. There just weren't enough homes to sell. That's why a lot of homes were going for above asking price, because there was a lot of demand, right? So it's nice to see this number going up. When we look at the month supply, we'll still see that that is relatively low compared to what is considered a balanced market. So we'll get to that here shortly. Looking at pending sales were about 1,000 for, again, single family homes across the entire market. And when we compare that to the May 2023 numbers, there was only 960 pending sales last year. So pending sales are up, which is a good thing, right? That means there's more sales, and that also has to do with the number of homes on the market, right? There's more homes to sell. Demand is still relatively high. So of course, there's going to be more sales. Closed sales, we're going to see something very similar. In May, there's about 1,000 closed sales compared to May of last year. There was about 930 sales. So nothing too dramatic, not a huge change, but we're seeing that things are kind of still sitting where they were about this time last year. And if we look at May of 2022, really the peak of the market, when things were super hot, demand was super high, interest rates were still low, we had about 1,000 sales in May of 2022. And again, that's what we're sitting at today, just one home difference actually from this year compared to 2022. Looking at days on market for single family homes, we're sitting at just under 100 days on the market. If we go back a couple of years, you can see that's probably about the average if you were to normalize this line here. Of course, in 2021 and 2022, when things were, again, super hot, not a lot of homes to sell, super high demand, we were down to just about 60 or 70 days on the market. Now, the important thing to remember with this is this does also include the days that you are under contract in the escrow period, which in Myrtle Beach is typically about 30 to 45 days. So if you factor that in, if we're looking at 100 days and 30 days of escrow period, that means your home is going under contract on average in about 70 days or so. So just over 2 months to get your home sold, find a buyer, and work towards closing. Let's bump this down back to 3 years. And right now, this is down from the worst it got recently in March of almost 125 days, March of 2023. Things were taking a little bit longer to sell as interest rates were creeping up around that time, right? So now, today, interest rates are still high, yes, but it's a little bit more normal. Back in the beginning of 2023, it was a shock to a lot of people's systems, but we're starting to get used to it, right? This is our new normal right now. Now we're going to get to months supply, which, as I discussed, right, is definitely up from 2021 and 2022. But when we look at the overall number, 3.7 months, what this number means is if no new listings came to the market, it would take just under 4 months for all of the current listings on the market to completely sell out. 3.7 months is definitely, again, up from the last few years. But when we're looking at what a balanced market is, a lot of people consider that to be about 6 months supply. Anything above that, you're leaning towards a more buyer's market where buyers have some of the advantage. Anything below 6 months, you're leaning towards sellers still having an advantage. So at 3.7 months, certainly better than where we were at a couple years ago, but still relatively low supply in the market. And now all that data is great to get a good snapshot of the overall market here in Myrtle Beach, but you might be wondering about specific towns. We're not going to dig into all the graphs for specific towns, but I am going to share with you some of the numbers over the last 6 months, what the average sales prices have looked like, how many homes have sold in each of the towns, as well as share with you what the current average asking price is for the homes on the markets in those towns. So let's go ahead and hop into that now. Okay, so I have all of these numbers down in front of me here on my notebook. I might periodically be looking down and reading off some of this because again, it's just a lot of numbers and a lot of data, and it's kind of hard to memorize. So it's a little bit easier for me to read off of this. Now we are going to start from the north end. So we're going to start in North Myrtle Beach, work our way all the way down to Pawleys Island. And starting with North Myrtle Beach, so far year to date, there have been 266 sales in North Myrtle Beach with an average sales price of $700,000. And the average asking price over the last 6 months was $722,000. Currently, the homes that are for sale on the market in North Myrtle Beach, the average asking price is almost $900,000. Next up, we have Little River, and year to date, there has been 420 sales in Little River with an average sales price of $409,000, which is down from the average asking price of $419,000. The current average asking price for Little River homes is $476,000. So it's significantly lower than North Myrtle Beach. Little River is just inland from North Myrtle Beach. So if you like being up on the north end, you want to be close to the beach, Little River is still a great option where you definitely get more bang for your buck than North Myrtle Beach. You're just west of the waterway. It's not far at all. In a lot of cases, if you live in Little River, you can still get to the beach in about 10, maybe 15 minutes, depending on exactly where you live. Next up, we have Longs, South Carolina, which is just inland from Little River. I like to tell people that Longs is to North Myrtle Beach what Conway is to Myrtle Beach, right? So you're a little bit more inland, you're a little bit more rural, but some areas of Longs, you're still just about 15 minutes from the beach. Others, you can be 20 to 30 minutes, so it really just depends. And Longs is very up and coming, right? Longs is seeing a lot of new development, and in about 10, 15 years, it's gonna be a totally different place. So far, year to date in Longs, there have been 404 sales, with an average sales price of $325,000. So even more bang for your buck than in Little River, right? And the average asking price of those homes in Longs that have sold was $333,000. And of the homes that are currently on the market in Longs, the average asking price is $348,000. So from here, now we're gonna make our way down to Myrtle Beach, right? The heart of the Grand Strand. And currently, year to date, there have been 252 sales. This is just Myrtle Beach, right? So there's some other towns, Socastee, Carolina Forest, Surfside, that all still have Myrtle Beach addresses, but I took those zip codes out so we can look at those separately. So this is just Myrtle Beach itself. Again, 252 sales with an average sales price of $613,000. The average asking price of those homes that have sold was $633,000. And the homes that are currently on the market in Myrtle Beach, the average asking price is actually over $1 million. There's a few active listings that are currently between $3 to $6 million. There's 2 or 3 that are over $6 million. So that definitely skews that number up a little bit. So I want to take a look at the median asking price for Myrtle Beach, which right now that median asking price is $623,000. So a little bit more in line with what's going on here in Myrtle Beach. Now from Myrtle Beach, we're gonna move inland to Conway. Conway is an absolutely huge area. Conway, just like Myrtle Beach, can be broken down into different sections, but I didn't do that. We're looking at Conway as a whole. So far, year to date, there has been 850 sales in Conway. That is going to be the biggest number out of all the towns that we're looking at today. And the average sales price for those 850 homes was $322,000. So again, just like Long's, a lot more bang for your buck, just moving maybe 20 to 30 minutes inland away from the beach. Now, the average asking price for those homes that have sold so far year to date was $328,000. And of the homes that are currently on the market in Conway, the average asking price is $359,000. Now, from Conway, we're gonna head back to the beach just south of Myrtle Beach to Surfside Beach, zip code 29575. So far, year to date, there's been 169 sales in Surfside with an average sales price of $556,000. Of those that have sold, the average asking price was $572,000. Now, the reason why I'm giving you guys the sales price and what the average asking price was, this way you can kind of factor. If you're thinking about buying a home here and you want to make an offer, you kind of know where those homes are falling on average compared to what the asking price is. Now, currently, the average asking price for homes on the market in Surfside Beach is $784,000. Now, there's a couple of high ones currently on the market. So to normalize things a little bit more, I looked at the median sales price, which is currently $500,000 for the town of Surfside. Just inland from Surfside, we have a town called Socastee. So far in Socastee, year to date, there's been 476 sales at an average sales price of $389,000, which is just down from that average asking price of $398,000. So moving just inland again gets you a little bit more bang for your buck. Currently, homes on the market in Socastee, there is an average asking price of $458,000. Now from Socastee, we're gonna go back north a little bit because I skipped Carolina Forest. Carolina Forest, again, is part of Myrtle Beach, but it does have its own zip code. And you can find Carolina Forest is located in between Myrtle Beach and Conway. So far, year to date, there's been 722 sales in Carolina Forest. So that's going to be the second highest number behind Conway. Carolina Forest is a super popular area. It's growing very fast. A lot of new construction in Carolina Forest, and it's the fastest growing area in the Grand Strand for sure. Of those 722 sales, the average sales price was $488,000, and the average asking price for those homes was $499,000. Currently, homes on the market in Carolina Forest, the average asking price is a little bit up. It's $578,000. Now we're going to shoot all the way south of Surfside and Socastee down to Murrells Inlet. So far year to date, there has been 290 sales in Murrells Inlet. And again, all of this data that I'm giving you is only for single family homes. It doesn't include manufactured homes. It doesn't include condos or townhomes. All of this data, again, is just single family home sales year to date. So again, 290 in Murrells Inlet with an average sales price of $516,000. Average asking price of those homes was $527,000. The current homes on the market in Murrells Inlet, the average asking price is almost $730,000. Again, there's a few high ones currently for sale in Murrells Inlet. So if you look at the median, that's sitting at about $570,000. Now, just south of Murrells Inlet, we have Pawleys Island. So far, there's been 152 homes that have sold year to date in Pawleys Island with an average sales price of $736,000. Of those homes that sold, the average asking price was $759,000. And for homes currently on the market in Pawleys Island, the average asking price is $985,000. $144,000. So that's just about every popular town that is in the Grand Strand area. We went through all of those numbers. If you have any more specific questions about the area, definitely feel free to reach out. I would love to chat with you, but hopefully this gave you a good idea of where things are at today. Again, so you can decide whether or not it's the right time for you to move. If you learned anything new, I'd appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button down below. Again, I'd love to chat with you. If you're ready to move to the beach, you can use the first link down in the description to schedule a call with me. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.